What's up, guys? Welcome back to Frodanzi Labs. In today's video, we are breaking down APIs, what they are, why they matter, and how they're used in programming. Whether you're a beginner or just curious, by the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of APIs. So let's dive right in. So, what is an API? API stands for Application Programming Interface. At its core, an API is a way for two applications to communicate with each other. Think of it as a bridge that allows different software systems to talk, exchange data, and request services without knowing the internal workings of each other. For example, when you use a weather app, it doesn't calculate the weather itself. Instead, it sends a request to a weather service API, which provides the app with the latest weather data. Then, how does an API work? APIs operate through requests and responses. Here's how it works. First, you or an app send a request to the API endpoint, a specific URL that represents a service. Then, the API processes the request based on the data you've provided. Finally, the API sends back a response, which is usually data in a format like JSON or XML. Let's say you're building a travel app and you want to get flight information. You'd make a request to an airline's API and it will return the data you need, such as available flights, prices, and schedules. Types of APIs. There are different types of APIs depending on their use cases. Let's break them down. Number 1, there is open APIs or public APIs. These are available to anyone. They are commonly used by developers to integrate third-party services into their apps. Examples include Google Maps API or Twitter API. Number 2, private APIs. These are only accessible within an organization. Companies use them to share information between internal services. Number 3, partner APIs. These are shared with specific external partners. For example, a payment gateway might provide an API to merchants. Number 4, REST versus SOAP APIs. REST APIs are more common and use standard web technologies like HTTP, while SOAP APIs are older and use XML-based protocols. Why are APIs important? APIs are everywhere and essential to modern software development for several reasons. 1. Automation. APIs allow systems to automate tasks without human intervention. For example, when you order a ride on Uber, it uses APIs to automate everything from finding drivers to handling payments. 2. Integration. APIs make it easier to integrate different systems. Want to add Google Sign-in to your website? There's an API for that. 3. Scalability. APIs allow companies to expand their services without having to build everything from scratch. Netflix, for example, relies on hundreds of APIs to deliver content globally. Here are real-world examples of APIs. Let's look at a few real-world examples of how APIs are used. Number 1. Social media. When you use apps like Instagram or X to log into other services, you're using their authentication APIs. Number 2. Payment gateways. Services like Stripe or PayPal use APIs to process online payments securely and quickly. Number 3. Maps. The Google Maps API is a popular example. When you embed a map on your website or app, you're interacting with Google's API to fetch map data, directions, and more. And there you have it. To recap, APIs are powerful tools that allow different systems to communicate, automate tasks, and integrate services seamlessly. They are a cornerstone of modern programming. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what API would you like to learn more about next. Until next time. Kudos.